Hello everyone, I haven't done a Busou Shinki review for a while, so this is a brand new one. I know I had to skip a lot of the existing one that I already have and haven't been reviewing yet, but it's my review, so I'm going to skip to my latest, the MMS type spoon Merienda. I got her in Hong Kong, basically completely by accident. I never imagined that I would actually find a Busou Shinki for a very reasonable price in Hong Kong. And it's not focusing. Oh, there we go. So first of all, she's MMS type spoon, as in made with MMS type chopstick, Kohiru. So both of them are eating utensils. And in this case, Kohiru is basically having the theme of a Oriental Japanese, those autumn festival taiko drum player. In this case, Merienda is basically themed around a maid or a waitress. So again, the artwork is really nice, very detailed, and she is a MMS type small, so she is actually MMS third type body, and once again is a light armor type box, so you can see what you're getting in here. So let's get it out. So there is two trays. The first tray, you have the basic body, the spoon, as the name suggests. The other half, which is a fork and the tip of a spoon, we'll talk about that later. The armor pieces, the shoulder piece, the side of the skirt, the back skirt, the front of the skirt, a extra silver piece, which we'll talk about it later as well. The chest piece, an alternative face, so she got a neutral smiling face. She also got a slightly narrowing eyes, happy face. An alternative hairpiece, which got the hairpiece, the hat thingy around her head, and also got an extra piece for the wrist, and a pair of shoes. And on the back is standard fare, the light armor type base, a series of hands, the white piece for many of the Busou Shinki, a lot of all of the basic washer for connecting joints, also a pack of joints, and the washers for the arms and legs, which in this case Merienda doesn't use, which makes her overall scale even shorter, because taking the leg washers off literally minus her something like a mil of overall height. So let's get the main body out. Okay, here's the main body. Ooh, that is small. You know what? The magnifying glasses does help this time. Okay, so as I said before, she's the small body with even the washers removed to make her even shorter. So she is quite small compared to some of the Busou Shinki I got. Her color, she got a lot of color on her. She got a lot of paint apps over her. She is mainly molded in the dark blue, flash, and white. A pretty good combination, so that they don't need too much paint for places where joints are concerned. And you can see the spoon motif everywhere on those two, as well as some of the armor. But her chest and her body overall is a bit rather generic, and it's not very specific. The wings on the top of the chest doesn't really give you much identification of who she is. In fact, she looks, because of that, she looks more like angel or angelic sort of feel. I would say actually she looks like she looks like an athlete actually. Looks a bit like one of the one of the freestyle athletic competitors actually, because of the color, the way that her upper torso is actually quite open, but her arm overall is actually completely covered, which looks really much like one of those skin tight athlete suit that you always see in Olympics. And so is the well, actually usually they will have a complete overall actually, but yeah, a change in color at just below the waist also gives you that feeling as well. Her head sculpt is pretty nice. Does have a lot of detail on her braided hair, which actually braid and tie together. But one thing that I'm a bit of nitpicking is that her hair pieces are completely in one color. There's no shading on it at all, which is kind of disappointing because I've seen shading on other Busou Shinki such as the new Anfo, as well as what's the other one? Well, there's quite a few other that's also got a very nice shading on all of the hair. And now seeing one that is completely in block one color is a bit. It's a few sides a bit of backward. So anyway, let's armor her up. And we're done. So here is Merienda fully armored up and taking a bow as well. So just to show off some of her gimmick of her armor, her front skirt does move, and so is the side skirt, so they can move around so to give her unrestricted movement on her legs, on forwards and backward, as well as side to side. One of the very interesting effects is that on the back of the skirt, at the moment it's completely closed up and it looks like one piece, but when you open it up, it also revealing an extra white piece that looks like a skirt as well. Like a lot of the French maid or waitress clothing, the skirt usually has another inner layer, which is usually composed of multiple layers of frills, white fabric. I can't remember what it's called. There is a technical name for it, and I can't remember what it is. To actually increase the volume of the dress and the skirt, and they basically reproduce it here, which is pretty nice. Does give her a rather nice look overall. And there's no denying she is a waitress or a maid in terms of her look. There are several pieces that I have actually missed out. One is a silver piece. It doesn't do much. There is a handle on it which allows her to hold it. But the most important thing here are the two spoons. The spoon itself is pretty simple. There's a hinge on it so it can fold up to be smaller. And unfortunately, like Kohira's chopsticks, they're made of plastic that is not usable. So don't use it to eat things. It would be great if they're actually edible grade plastic, but they're not. And for both of them, the spoon portion of it can be taken off to reveal a fork, which technically makes this a spork. No, not really. But yeah, that is pretty nice. So that is the theme for the kitchen utensil. But that's not all. For Merienda, so you can actually, well, once you can hold it like a spoon, just to look cute, or once you take it off, this can actually act as a shield, which plug to the back of Merienda's wrist armor. And this side, you can actually use the center for Merienda to hold, and so you can use it as a sword. That is a very neat idea, so she has a close range weapon and the defensive equipment as well. So what else can you do with this? Well, this can, after I plug this back in, also combine with the silver piece, and together this is actually a gun. Well, sort of a gun, but there is a handle, so Merienda can actually hold it like this and put a hand on the back, and it becomes a bit of a big rifle. So that's pretty cool. And last but not least, a lot of Busou Shinki, all of the equipment have to be left aside or put into a box while they're not in use. Well, in Merienda's case, almost all of her armor can be put onto her. So this silver piece is intended to go onto her back, like this. And both of the spoon can fold up and connect it to Merienda's back onto the silver piece. So all of her weapon and equipment are actually mounted on her. So they look a bit odd right now, but I noticed that when they spray out, they look pretty much like a pair of wings or jetpack, or even giant-sized ribbon on her back. And because they're actually just mounted on the peg joints, you can actually rotate them in any direction you want. So it's pretty neat, and she looks pretty good. And since the silver piece got an extra hole here, so you can still use the stand as normal. So that is pretty good. I have to say, before I wasn't actually too keen on Merienda. I was actually preferring Kohiru more. But now that I have both of them, I will have to say that my thought is actually reversed. Although to be honest, I still like Kohiru a lot. I have to say that in terms of playability and fun factor, Merienda has a lot more to go for. Kohiru, while she looks nice and she looks really unique, her weapon really can't be used that much. The most you can do is turn it into a gun and the beat stick. And neither of them are particularly special, because a chopstick, there's not a lot of things you can actually do with it. While in here, the spoon, they managed to turn it into a fork, turn it into a shield, turn it into a sword, turn it into a gun. And at the moment, even a ribbon or backpack or wings or whatever it is. So if you have the chance to actually get either one of them and you're tight on budget, I would say go for Merienda. If you can, buy both of them. They are actually, despite they're worlds apart in terms of their theme, in terms of their origin, in terms of nationality, they look perfect together. The two eating utensils standing next to each other, probably in your kitchen as well. So that's about it from me. Join me on the next Busou Shinki review.